Have you experienced a tense workplace? Maybe people didn't get along. Maybe people didn't feel appreciated. It can make for a tricky set of circumstances. I spoke with communications trainer Wendy Demonari from WorkReady NQ to get some advice on how we can play a role in turning that around or making a great workplace even better. I asked Wendy why harmony in the workplace is so important.
Well, workplace harmony is a key focus for any organisation. Harmonious workplaces create a lot of energy, synergy, positivity, and they also contribute to an individual's and the team's mental health, mental well-being and physical well-being. So the benefits of a harmonious workplace, they are absolutely multitude. You get greater personal satisfaction and happiness for individuals, higher levels of morale and feelings of connectedness with your immediate team members and the organisation as a whole. Obviously, when you are feeling satisfied and rewarded because the workplace is harmonious, you're going to have stronger feelings of loyalty towards the organisation you work for. And what that translates to is decreased absenteeism, less time off, less resignations. And in this day and age, a lot of businesses, they're already experiencing a lot of problems with finding staff and retaining staff. So harmonious workplaces will definitely help with performance, productivity and the bottom line.
How can we acknowledge and appreciate the people we work with?
Okay, look, acknowledging and appreciating people is absolutely fundamental to the success of any organisation. It doesn't matter how motivated you might be and how dedicated you might be to your organisation, you're not going to hang around very long if you don't feel appreciated and respected and acknowledged. So what are some of the things you can do? Well, here are some of my tips. At the very least, let's start off by simply acknowledging other people's existence. Now, I don't know about you, but I have worked in places before where people have not even said hello. So just that simple hello, a lot of people don't expect that much, but a simple hello is, I think, the basics. Verbalize your appreciation, but try to make it specific and personal, relevant to the person you're talking to, and so that they know exactly why they're being appreciated. Take the time to listen actively and try to do that without making any judgments. If you see someone has done something really, really fantastic, don't hesitate to congratulate them, to thank them. Communicate your appreciation. You can do it privately, one-on-one, or you can do it publicly. So you can give a shout out. You can thank the person by the organisation's newsletter or video or on a Zoom.
And how can we develop our curiosity and forge better connections with our colleagues?
Right. This is another strategy that I think is really important, because I think what does contribute to disharmony in the workplace is misunderstanding and a mistrust of other people. This can happen over a period of time. It could be caused by a number of reasons. So there could be barriers. We talked last week about generational barriers in the workplace. There could be physical, emotional, attitudinal barriers. There could be distance barriers. We might talk at some point in the future about people who are working in the workplace and working from home. So these barriers can crop up, and that can create some sort of disharmony and distrust there. I think what we've got to concentrate on, and I've said this before, is to focus on the things that we share, that we have in common, the similarities, rather than focusing on the things that are different and separate us. So, all right, here are my tips for developing a bit more curiosity and making those real connections with other people. Start by asking some questions. Try to make them a bit non-intrusive. You don't want to, sound like it's an interrogation. Listen attentively. Ask some of those open-ended questions. So things like what or how or why questions, not questions that finish with a yes or no answer. At least once a week or on a bit of a regular basis, try to approach and talk to people that you don't know very well and find out a little bit more about them. Show interest and curiosity in who they are. Have a think about, we're all guilty, and I can be a bit guilty of this from time to time as well. Do you find yourself starting a lot of your sentences with I've done this and I've done that, and, I think this and I think that? How about you start shifting the focus away from that's me, and shifting that focus towards the other person. So asking the opinions and views of other people, asking them what they think. One of the things we've talked about being interested in other people, but I think you also need to try to be interesting as well too. So start developing a bit of curiosity that other people might have in you by taking on new projects, trying out new experiences, doing something a little bit different to just get yourself out of your own little everyday bubble and doing something that's a little bit more interesting, and you'll find yourself growing in personal and professional ways.
Very, very interesting. And how can we be more positive and maintain a sense of professionalism at work?
Okay, so it's not always easy to be positive, to be a little ray of sunshine all the time. But look, have you ever noticed when a negative person walks in the room and starts, sending out negative vibes, have you noticed how that seems to bring the whole mood of the place down? Conversely, when someone who exudes positivity walks in the room, have you ever noticed how people like that seem to light up a room, and they seem to have this aura about them and are able to shed that positivity and transfer that positivity to other people? So as I said, we can't be all little rays of sunshine all the time. We all have our moments, and we all need to have a bit of a rant, let off a bit of steam from time to time. However, are you actually letting off a bit too much steam? Are you finding yourself complaining and whinging and whining a little bit too frequently or a little bit too stridently? Are you aware of the mood around you and what that's creating in other people? Because it can certainly change the mood of the place, and it also could come across as sounding quite unprofessional. So, yeah, I got some tips for you.
Okay, let's hear some tips. I'm looking forward to this one.
All right. So I know it's very tempting, but please don't indulge in gossip and spreading rumours. That's definitely a bit of a no-no. So if you're wanting to, keep that professional vibe going, don't do that. Pay a bit of attention to how you are sounding. Are you, whinging and whining and complaining a little bit more frequently than usual? Try to balance that up a little bit. So I'd say, for every maybe complaint that you make, try to throw in, half a dozen positive things to say, even if you are feeling a little bit negative, but try. I know it's not easy sometimes. In terms of professionalism, my advice is to start acting like a leader before they start paying you as a leader. So this is all about modelling leadership. Start showing others that you have the qualities that that everyone would like to aspire to, in the way that you hold yourself, in the way that you relate to other people, the way that you dress, the way that you act, the way that you listen to others, the way that you respond to feedback, the way that you deal with conflict. So this is all part of being a professional and also maintaining a bit of positivity as well. Pay particular attention to the tone of your voice and the language that you use, and definitely your non-verbal communications. They all speak volumes about your character, your attitude, your style, and your professional image.
Communications trainer Wendy Demonari of Work Ready NQ there. I think it's still compulsory, though, to say, "Oh, it's hot outside," whenever you walk into the office.